As a result, Pope Leo XIV has been busy selecting new bishops worldwide. This is an extremely challenging position in and of itself, but particularly at this moment. The number of vacancies in the diocese without a bishop is enormous. There are 5 open dioceses in the USA alone, and at least a dozen where the bishop has resigned but is still in office after turning 75. However, there's good news. In the United States, Pope Leo has already named 7 new bishops. Let's examine who and where he is exalted. First up is Thomas Hennett, who was named the new Bishop of Baker, Oregon. On July 10, 2004, saw the ordination of a priest for the Davenport, Iowa, diocese. He has held a number of positions, such as Director of Vocations, Director of the Sacred Heart Cathedral, and Vice General. As a local chapter chaplain in Davenport, Hennett has been involved with Courage International for more than 10 years. A Catholic apostolate called Courage encourages people who are attracted to people of the same sex to live chaste lives. In a 2023 diocesan discussion, Hen revealed that his initial reluctance to deal with bravery stemmed from possible stigma, which eventually gave way to respect for its adherents' beliefs. His attempt to serve people while upholding Catholic moral teachings is shown in this strategy, he said. We are aware of what the religion teaches about morality. We are not attempting to twist or change that in any way. In addition, he speaks Italian, Spanish, and English. He enjoys reading, playing the violin and tin whistle, and playing strategy board games. Mark Rivituso was the next to be appointed as the new Archbishop of Mobile, Alabama. He was ordained as a deacon in 1987 and a priest for the Archdiocese of St. Louis in 1988 after growing up Catholic. Following his ordination, he presided over marriages and other canonical cases as the judicial vicar of the Archdiocese and Tribunal, in addition to serving as a pastor and associate pastor, thereafter holding the position of vice general from 2011 to 2018. In addition to his administrative and parish responsibilities, Rivituso also involved in prison ministry, working as a chaplain at the St. Louis County Justice Center and opposing the death sentence. Rivituso was probably selected for the position of archbishop for a number of reasons. First, he holds a master's degree and a licentiate from St. Paul University in Iowa, which gives him canonical experience. As I have stated, he has a wealth of pastoral experience, having served as the director of the Cathedral Basilica of St. Louis for several years. As Vicar General, he also possesses the requisite administrative leadership. He would frequently help the archbishop manage procedures in diocese. Lastly, he has prior episcopal experience. He laid the foundation for his eventual appointment as Archbishop of Mobile in 2017 when he was named Auxiliary Bishop of St. Louis. Mark Ekman, the 13th Bishop of the Diocese of Pittsburgh, will be discussed next. Ekman and the Pittsburgh Diocese have a lengthy history together. After being ordained as a priest in 1985, he mostly worked in South Hills parishes, holding positions as administrator at 2, pastor at 3, and parochial vicar at 5. From 2013 to 2020, he also held the position of vicar for ecclesiastical people. On November 5, 2021, Pope Francis named him Pittsburgh's auxiliary bishop, with almost 615,000 Catholics. This is a massive diocese. Bishop nominations that are so closely related to the diocese they will be shepherding are pleasant. Daniel Garcia, the 6th Bishop of Austin, Texas, will take over next. Garcia is the name with the most episcopal experience on this list. Prior to this, he was an auxiliary bishop of Austin from 2015 to 2019 and the Bishop of Monterey, California from 2019 to 2025. Garcia received degrees from Tyler Junior College, the University of St. Thomas in Houston, and St. John's University in Minnesota before being ordained as a priest for the Diocese of Austin in 1988. He held several diocesan positions, including Vicar General and moderator of the diocese in Curia, in addition to his post as pastor of St. Vincent de Paul Parish in Austin. He speaks Spanish and English fluently and has been involved in the U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops, most notably as the chair of the Spanish-speaking subcommittee on divine worship. Garcia, like many of the others on this list, has a solid History that includes almost 10 years in the episcopate, pastoral and administrative experience, and theological credentials. Pedro Bismarck Chao, who was named the Archbishop of New York, New Jersey's auxiliary bishop, comes next. He came to the United States from Managua, Nicaragua, where he was born in 1964. He attended Seton Hall University to study psychology, graduating with a bachelor's degree in 2004 and a master's in professional counseling in 2021. On May 24, 2008, he became a priest at the age of 44. Chao has held a number of roles within the Archdiocese of Newark, such as Assistant Director of Vocations, campus pastor at Rucker University's Newman Center and New Jersey Institute of Technology, and parish vicar at Our Lady of Mount Virgin in Garfield. Since 2020, he has also served as the pastor of St. Patrick's Pro Cathedral and St. John's Church, one of the most exquisite cathedrals in the nation. The Cathedral Basilica of the Sacred Heart in Newark has been under his direction. As the first Nicaraguan-born bishop to serve in the United States, Chao speaks Spanish, English, and American Sign Language fluently. Let's turn our attention to Simon Peter Inorate, who was named the 6th bishop of the Louisiana-based Diocese of Humatebido. In the U.S. mainland, he will be the first native African to hold the position of Catholic bishop. Inorate, the 7th of 14 children, grew up in a Catholic household with a sister who was a Franciscan nun and a brother who was a diocesan priest. He received a bachelor's degree in political science and public administration from St. Peter's College in Toronto, Uganda. Additionally, he obtained a Master of Divinity from Notre Dame Seminary in New Orleans and a Master of Business Administration from MRI School of Management in the Netherlands. Ordained as a priest for the Humatebido Diocese in 2013, Inorate held a number of positions, such as Vicar General, Pastor, Moderator of the Curia, Parochial Vicar, and Administrator of Diocese. He raised more than $4.5 million for Catholic charities, helped with disaster relief during Hurricane Ida in 2021, and was nominated as a finalist for the Lumen Christi Award in 2023. Inorate is fluent in Spanish, Eso Kishwali in English. She has a strong interest in Cajun culture and marriage ministry. Lastly, we have Michael Pham, the 7th Bishop of the Diocese of San Diego, California, and Pope Leo's first American appointment. He leads a U.S. diocese and is the first Vietnamese American to do so. In 1980, Van fled Vietnam as a 13-year-old refugee with his younger brother and older sister. They traveled dangerously on a rice barge and in a camp for refugees in Malaysia, before relocating to Blue Earth, Minnesota, under the sponsorship of an American family. Later, in 1985, his family relocated to San Diego, before deciding to become a priest. He earned a bachelor's degree in aeronautical engineering from San Diego State University and started a master's program in the same discipline he received his training at St. Patrick's Seminary in Menlo Park, California. After attending St. Francis Seminary at the University of San Diego, he graduated with a master's degree in divinity and a degree in systematic theology. In 1999, he received his priestly ordination from the San Diego Diocese. In 2023, Pope Francis promoted him to auxiliary bishop after he had held a number of positions inside the diocese. Pham is well known for supporting refugees and immigrants, which is in line with his personal experience. He escorted clerics to the federal courts in San Diego on World Refugee Day in 2025 to show solidarity for migrants. A red boat on his coat of arms represents his experience as a refugee and his work as a fisherman. Here are Pope Leo XIV, Pontificate's first 7 episcopal appointments, with many more to follow. What do you think, then? So far, are you satisfied with this appointment? Are any problematic in your opinion? Post your opinions in the comments section.